I just want to, first and foremost, I want to, thank you, Doc, for your willingness to put this together for us and help us promote our coaches and our association and create opportunities ahead for the coaches in general. Take advantage of the opportunities that are given. Every opportunity is a new opportunity to engage, to explore, to get to know and develop that network. And those are the critical components of why we want to do this.
It's great that you, as the as the guy who's kind of overseeing the whole NJCAA, has that kind of care to help, coaches, to help them be better. Can you kind of talk about, your thoughts about that?
Sure. So, having been a coach myself, just like yourself, we all have to look for others for support. And in our world, we have individuals who are striving for the next level, whether that's become a head coach, become an assistant coach at a major university, a head coach at a major university. But how much we give them a platform and an educational opportunity is critical. And like I said, this is basketball that we're starting with. One of our hopes is we can, expand this and reach other sports as we go along, because empowering and educating our coaches and giving them the platform and opportunity to better themselves only it helps us as an association, helps our student athletes, and helps our colleges overall become better and better every day.
Well, it's really interesting to me because, I hired Steve Forbes, who clearly has a very strong junior college background, both assistant, head coach, went Division I, then went back to be a head coach at a junior college. And then, we hired him here to be our head coach. And it was incredible, the job that he did here. But so much of his whole philosophy, of his whole identity is based in his junior college experience. And to me, it was very eye-opening to see how much he had learned from being a National Junior College Athletic Association member and coach, or part of the membership. And, it really, really made an impression on me.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, it's one of the most humbling things you can do is coach or be an administrator at this level, because first and foremost, if you're a coach, you only get 2 years to change their lives. So you have to recruit them in, make an impact on them in 4 semesters, and then get them on to where they want to be next. So having that understanding, resources are cut in half. The resources that major schools have, we have less than half of those. So it's a very humbling profession that truly the reward is seeing the difference that you make every day in student athletes' lives, whether that's moving them on, creating a family atmosphere in whatever way, and just, like I said, being a part of an organization that cares so much about each other individually and as a group collectively as well.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but, Coach Forbes and, Mike Capaccio, who, now is the AD at the Citadel, they kind of tell that story all the time, I guess. Mike was the basketball coach at Indian Hills, I think it was. And I don't know where Steve was, but he was at one of his earlier jobs where, Indian Hills, they came and played. And I guess Indian Hills was beating up, Steve's team pretty bad. And like with 5 minutes to go, somebody calls timeout. And Mike goes over to Steve. He said, "Hey, can you call the local McDonald's and ask them to stay open like another half hour so we can get something to eat after the game?" And sure enough, Forbes called, and they laugh about that all the time. But I think it kind of really brings to light what you just said. These people really have this really neat bond and unity, and they work together.
Yeah, you go from being the bus driver to mom and dad to the coach all in a matter of 10 minutes time on many of our trips, and that's why we're so proud of our coaches as overall, because these people aren't usually full-time employees. They may be full-time employees at the college, but they're just part-time coaches, but they invest full-time efforts into the programs and the students and what they're trying to get out of it. And like I said, those stories are countless. I've got a great one just from this past year. I was a guest at one of our colleges and went to be there, and their school board wouldn't work. So next thing I know, I'm on the floor digging through things, trying to help them get their school board back working. They're like, "Why is Chris Parker out there digging?" I was like, "I've been there. I understand what they're doing, and that's just part of all of us going together and getting things done."
For me, and to see, we've had junior college players here at ETSU. We had junior college players at VCU, and just to see these young men and young women come into our program, and they're so prepared. I mean, I think that's what, I hope everybody realizes that they're prepared emotionally, they're prepared mentally, they're prepared physically, they understand where they are, they've had a tremendous experience. And I think, that has, to me, that just really was so impressive. This past year, our team won 30 games, and, the core of the team were guys that played at junior colleges, Isaiah Tisdale, Vincent, Trey Boyd, Jerome Rodriguez in Northwest Florida, Bonnie Patterson, who came from John Logan. So, I mean, those guys were the core of our team, and the tremendous unity that they had, they understood how to play together, how to sacrifice. And I think that really says worlds about, the coaching at, the NJCAA schools.
Yeah, you'll see that routinely in the student athletes that come. You'll understand the resiliency that these student athletes are showing, because again, they've taken situations and give them 110%, gotten 110% in return, and then they get to the next level, and that appreciation and that value of understanding those first 2 years or that first year becomes essential to their foundation, and they realize now what they work for and why they work for it to get to where they are, and they're just they're thankful and they're successful.
Talk a bit about TopConnect and how you see this enhancing the coaches' careers.
So we got very excited about TopConnect, because again, you look at our coaches, you talk about Steve Forbes, you talk about some of the people that have been there, been in our world, done these things, been a part of it, and putting all these puzzle pieces together. But again, creating the opportunities for, even in a virtual setting, of the face-to-face contact, the educational piece, the networking, not for right now, but for long-term. You meet them now, but where does that relationship stand in 4 or 5 years, both from a passing your student athletes on to a future possible job? And that's why this is so critical to success, and why bridging the gap is essential for our coaches to the next level of great coaches.
I think that's one of the things that has been so helpful in, the TopConnect, and originally Villa 7, which, you're very familiar with. But I mean, just to see how many of those people have gone through TopConnect, have developed, and, their careers have really moved forward, but also some of the relationships that have been built through the networking opportunities.
Yeah, the network is where it is. Like I said, Villa 7 laid the foundation of exactly what needed to happen, and just seeing now, you can look back for all those years and see where those individuals are now. At the time, you could envision where they're going to be, but now to look back and actually see where they are, I want this event to be the same thing. I want us to see these individuals, envision where they could be, but in 4, 5, 6, 7 years, actually be able to point back to this date and say, wow, look at where they are now, and how some of this relationships and opportunities got started.
Yeah, and as we put together this program, I feel we've really got a really nice balance of, individuals who have been junior college coaches, who can share their experiences, how they got to where they are, who are assistant coaches now at the pretty high D1 level. We've got head coaches who were junior college coaches. We've got administrators to talk about, what they look for in a basketball program. So I think we put together a really nice, group of panelists.
Yeah, we're excited about it. I know I'm excited about it. Excited to see our coaches and their excitement about being a part of it and getting this going. So again, we can't thank you enough and your program to help make this happen.
I think, you taking that initiative to really help coaches be better at what they do, to help them in their aspirations, I think is really, really demonstrates a lot of leadership. And we really want to put this thing together and make it something special, and certainly work with you and Kim on your staff. Your whole staff has been incredible working together. And to me, it just becomes so apparent where the passion that they have to try to elevate the National Junior College Athletic Association and really build that brand and let people know how what a great role the NJCAA plays in, not only helping coaches, but when you help coaches, you help those student athletes.
Absolutely. It all falls domino effect at all times, from our administrators to our coaches to our student athletes, and then back up. So creating those opportunities. Our motto is opportunities start here, and it doesn't matter what those opportunities may be. We can create a new opportunity to showcase the NJCAA, to educate individuals, and help bring clarity to the understanding and mission and vision of the NJCAA overall.
So now, Chris, you've been there, what, two years you've been running this show?
This is my 4th year.
4th year. Wow. Time flies when you're having fun, right?
Oh, always.
Good deal. Well, I'm excited about it. And, as we move forward, I think, if you have any ideas, people have ideas, I hope everybody wants to be a part of this thing, because I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, we're excited about it. We look forward to it very much.
Great, Chris. Good talking to you, and we'll be in touch.